Hello, my name is Marcus and welcome to Tabletop Reviews. Today I'm having a look at Movie Tricks, a game from Chili Fox Games that was released at Essenspiel this year in 25. One of the anticipated games for it, I can't remember exactly where it was on the list, but I'm pretty sure I mentioned in the top 10 anticipated games for Essen. It's of course by Chili Fox, and the first thing that I noticed on this one, just to have fun, is one of the things that was said on the website is that I've seen at least, is that they want to make games, family strategy games for 1 to 6 players. This one's 2 to 5. So 2 less players, technically. But yeah, that comes later. Let's have a look at how it's set up and played. Okay, let's get it unboxed. Love when they're slow. And let's do the sides, scoring sheets, and a whole bunch of different cards. Okay. Okay. So these are some components here. This stack of cards here will change a little bit depending on the player count, but I'm just gonna shuffle them up normally here. Okay. And then we'll flip over 2 cards. Can you see them? Yes, you can see them. Good. You have these cards here, which go from 3 all the way up to 10. Now they say to split them out like this, but if you have a lack of table space, you could just put them like this, and then say it's 3 to 10, and then remember whoever has taken some. This one also needs to be placed somewhere with this little round disc or close to it. In the first round, it's not used. Then you have each player gets a set of these, right? E, 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 D, 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 A, 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 B, 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 C, 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 whatever. These will be flipped up like this in front of them. I can't remember if it actually says it needs to be in a certain order. Let me just see. In alphabetical order. Okay. We usually don't do that. What's the alphabetical order here? Props, rolls, soundtrack. CGI, props, rolls, soundtrack. I wonder if that does something to the naming of things, because we usually just put them up in random ways. The die to start off with is rolled with to determine the winner, and that's it. You do use it in 2 or in a 2-player mode, or in the it doesn't have a solo mode, but in 2-player mode you do use it a bit, I think. Then you need 1 of these per player. So I'm just gonna flip out all of them. CGI, soundtrack, and props. Good. And then this one just randomly. And then of course you have the main deck of cards. Let's see. Again, just how many cards you use can be a little bit different depending on the player count. There's some that will be removed for a 4-player game versus to 5-player games, and in a 3-player game. It changes up. Yeah, it was slightly just to make it balanced, of course, but we have this one, and if we're taking on a 5-player game, then it should just be 5 equally sized pools here. That was a mistake. I think it's about 13 cards. But now I'm doing this to do it properly for a 5-player game. You got 2 cards left. I can't remember if that is that on purpose. I have fucked it up. I don't know. Anyways, you have a hand of cards here. Now that I'm done. And this was a mistake. 10. Only 10? That just doesn't sound right in my head. Whatever. This is for the overview purposes, the amount of cards you have in hand and the amount of cards you use, and of course this size of this pile will change a little bit depending on the player count, so check that out. I can't fully remember the differences in them. We're just having a hand of cards here. So let's say I was the director. I get this pawn in front of me. I'm the starting player. And I have a hand here of a bunch of different colors. Only 3 colors. There are 4 colors in total. There's also yellow. I don't have any yellows in this hand. And that's just kind of what happens. Alright. So, I'm the starting player. I get to play whatever I want. And that's for lead suit in the first round. In the first round there's no trump suit, so the lead suit is the winning thing. So if I play a blue 9, that is pretty good for me. Like I played a blue 9, out. That's what I start off with. Everybody else now, if they look at their hand here, is probably a bit more than 10. Whatever, you look at your hand and you're like, oh, okay, he played a blue 9, so I have to play blue if I can. I have this blue 4, so I'm gonna play that because I have to play blue. Someone has a blue 7, someone has a blue 6, but let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. Let's say that this very unrealistic, very, very yellow hand was my hand. Now, right, it's been played blue out, blue 9 is right now winning. I cannot follow on blue. I don't have any blue at all. So I can throw out whatever I want. And this is why I need to be a little bit tactical. One thing that could be a good idea is to get rid of a color entirely. Like the red here. I only have one red. So I could get rid of my red completely. I could also get rid of one of my very low ones. Like I have this 2. Now this red is actually also a 4, so that's fairly low. But also get rid of this 2, right? It's very, very low, very, very not useful. It's a possibility for me to just get rid of it now. Those are sort of the things that I can do. Let's say I get rid of the 4. So now what you will do is you will look at first, is there anyone winning on the trump suit? But there's no trump suit in the first round, so there's not. Then it's the lead suit, and lead suit was mine, my 9. I win that one. The next one is this person who played a 7, then this person, and then this person. The reason that these two 4s have a order is because this one is in the lead suit, this one is not. This one is in a non-used suit. So, each player now gets... There's actually only 4 cards here. What the fuck am I doing? There's also a 6. I just forgot I was doing a 5-player setup. So it's this person, this person, this person, this person, this person. They get to choose a card from in here and whatever card they want. And you can maybe check this one. It has 3 CGI and you place it down here. Place it here. It matches the CGI. Now I take that card. And someone else takes the soundtrack card. And then someone wants the props. And someone wants the other CGI. This person now left with just this. The rolls. And he also gets to choose one of these 2 cards over here. So one card can be a regular numbered card, just like the other cards. This one is blue. But one of them, they can also be this card, which adds 3 to your total, no matter the color. This one you can get on your hands and save it for a rainy day where you think you can win the suit. If you take this one, there's free choice to make whatever trump suit that you want. But if you choose this one, it becomes blue. And in some instances, please, yeah, you could have a red or a blue, no choice between those. Whichever one you chooses becomes the trump suit. But this person definitely takes this one because it's the better card. And he of course chooses yellow because his hand was filled with yellow. This is not the hand. His hand was filled with yellow. And now, these cards become the cards that are available. Okay. And now I'm of course the guy again. So I'm gonna play the 8 as my lead suit. And as again, it's blue. Oh, this person had a 9. Oh, I'm unlucky. And this person just has a 1. He just wants to get rid of now. And one person doesn't have any. And this person just has a 7. Now it comes to me. I don't have blue still, but I just made it yellow, the trump suit, and I have a bunch of yellow. The beautiful thing is, everybody has played blue, so if I can play this 3 right here. And now the first thing we'll check is someone played the trump suit? Well, they have, the yellow here. And although it's just a 3, I win, because it's the trump suit. Then we check the lead suit, and that order becomes, of course, the 9, 8, 7, 1. And then again, you choose a card from over there, and keep on going until your hand is empty. Once your hand is empty, you should have a whole bunch of things down here that score in very different ways. So the prop card is the only one that sort of scores actively during the game. At some point, you will have achieved a number of props down here. This is actually really bad. I'm just gonna find some prop cards here. Let's say I'm at this. I have these 4 prop cards here, which give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different props. And I choose, then I can choose to take this card. I can actually do it From the moment I have 3 different props, but it only grants me 4 points. I have now 7, which is going to grant me 22 points. So I take this card and I place it. I can't remember how to say place, but I place it here. I can no longer get any more of these. I can still take prop cards, but I can't get more of these here. I'm now out of the prop hunt. I'm at 22 points for the prop cards. The other cards score points for the more you have of them. So, for example, the CGI one, let's say I had these 5 here. Right, I have 5 CGI symbols. It's 2 times the CGI plus, so it's doubled up, so that's 10 plus the value of the last card, so that's a 4, so that's 14 points. This one over here scores more points the more I have of them. If I have an equal amount of them, let's say it was these cards I had placed down here, then I would have 2 of each, which would grant me 1 point, but I would have equal amounts, which would give me 8 points, so that is 10 points total. And the soundtrack is just the one who has the most gets 18 points, the one who has the fewest gets 0 points, and everyone else gets 12 points. So it's just about not being last. Let's say I had this, it would be probably in the middle somewhere if I were lucky, or if I lost. So it would be 0 or 12 points. Now the 2 other ways to score is, I just gotta, yes, the smallest and the highest there. The one line that goes like this, the row, that is the highest. So for example, this is 11 and 10, this is 21. Whilst this one here is 9, 18, 25. So because this one is 25 in the numbers, I would score 25 on that one. Then we have the column that is the lowest, which is probably this one over here with 7. So that would be 7 points. Now, yeah. And that is how you score points. It's the point scoring that's really the more complicated part of it. The other parts, where you have all these cards and stuff, is fairly easy enough once you get into it, but it's that scoring, it's about thinking about that scoring part. That is the difficult one. And especially because a lot of the lower numbered cards have more symbols. You can see this is a 3, it has 3 symbols. But the 7 here only has 2 symbols. And that sort of goes all the way through, trying to balance that out. Like if I could finish on this 7 here, that would be decent. 3 and 4, that's 7, that's 14, that's 21. A good amount of points. So that's the balancing act of it. As I say, there is quite a few changes happening when you play, when you have more players or less players. This was a full 5-player count. At 4, 3 it changes up. At 2 it's a completely different game. So yeah, read the rules for that. Well, let's get back to the table. And there we go, the setup and gameplay of it. It helps a lot if you know what trick taking is. This is not an introductory trick taker, I don't think. It adds some layers to it, definitely. I played it with people who, when I said trick taking, had no idea what I meant. And then after going through it, they still had their doubts about it. And especially the changing of the Trump suit was very much something where they had trouble wrapping their head around it. I ended up losing still somehow. Not sure how that works, but I did. But yes, so not like an introductory game, which I a little bit thought it could be, but it is not. It is. You should probably play some other trick taker first, like something I can't mention. Actually, no, I am not sure which. I have high-tailed trick takers, like Lord of the Rings, First of the Ring trick taking game. It's really good, but I don't think that's a quite introductory either. Maybe a little above below this one. But be aware of that. Other than that, it is a trick taker with the changing Trump suit, which is something that I always like. It's a little bit boring when you're playing similar trick takers where it's always the same. You're sitting there like, I have red 10 at the highest 10. I need to save that because when red is the Trump suit, so when I can play it, oh, I'm the winner. It's more interesting with this one where the Trump suit changes around. And other than that, gameplay is of course nice. You do have the final scoring, which is a little bit wonky, but I like it. It's an interesting thing to keep a track of. The minus points, plus points on it. You can't really focus on one thing too much because you need to score a little bit on everything. And in the end, you have some fun movie titles. a lot of the fun in it. But yeah, it's a little bit of a wonky scoring, and I think that's the thing that puts people off it. It was more straightforward trick taker than maybe, I don't know. It's a little bit in limbo. I like the game. I do want to play it again. It's just a bit of a weird one, right? And I mean, talking about the theme, just to mention it. I mean, it doesn't really need a theme. The one where it's like soundtrack is just most of a symbol. The props is just different symbols means you score. The actors or roles is just, again, 2 symbols, have the most of each, as many as you can as each. And the last one was the last one. CGI, which is, again, just have as many symbols as possible. There's definitely some more things to it, but the theme doesn't really exist in this one, but I don't think it does in most trick takers. It's one of those where I don't expect the theme to shine through in a trick taking game, but it can still be a pretty good game. And about components, I mean, the cards are good quality. That's what they need to be in a trick taker. Really good quality, good artwork on them. What is it? Symbolism. Not really symbolism, but you easily understand what card it is. This is a soundtrack card, it's a prop card, action, a CGI card, whatever. And you can see, you know, there's 3 symbols, 1, 2, and that's 1. So I never had any doubt, and neither did the people around me have any doubt of like what color it was, what number it was, what kind of card it was. The symbology and the artwork really working really great on this one. Top notch on that one. You have the little pawn to show you're the director. That's a really nice piece. It didn't need to be such a nice piece, but it is. And you have the die, which, I mean, you barely use the die. I don't understand why it's in there, but okay. It's a little bit ridiculous. Yeah. Going with those things there, then does it lie to you? So it's 2 to 5 players, 10 and up, 20 to 30 minutes. It's not a 2-player game. 3 to 5, it works the same way, but at 2 players you change up some rules, you change up the way you play, so it is not a 2-player game, it has a 2-player variant. I'm very much against that. It's a 3 to 5 player game. But I think it's a little bit better at the higher play game. We played at 4 and 5 and once at 3, and I think the 4 and 5, it makes it a little bit more fun when there's more players, a little bit more unpredictable. 4 players tend to be where I love trick takers. I think this one I would probably want to go to 5 actually, go on the way to 5. That sounds a bit more fun. I mean, 20 to 30 minutes is fairly accurate, about half an hour if you know the game. There's probably going to be some questions if you don't really know the game, and it will take some time. But yeah, 30 minutes once you've learned the game. And if you understand trick taking in, the teach will be a lot easier for this one. So yeah, my final scoring. I mean, as I say, I like trick taking, just the fact of it, and I love trick takers where the trump suit changes, unless there's something like Fellowship of the Ring, trick taking game, there isn't really a trump suit, there's a trump card, and that rule is different. I've done a review on it, but trump suit changing is always a plus. The scoring gets a little bit wonky. I suppose you could say it's a really good thing that the card you play down is one that would be available next time, so that's something to consider, for example. And losing a trick will mean that you get, an extra card and stuff. But the scoring is still just a little bit, it's a little bit too wonky if you ask me. It's just, it is the scoring aspect there where, your highest line or your lowest column or the other way around or whatever, and then score. If it was just the individual 4 things you scored and forget the rest, I think that would increase the scoring for this one, for me. And that would increase its score. As I said, right now I'm going to give it a 7. Still very much enjoyable, still very much something that I will want to play and want to play again. Just that scoring, it's going to take you off a little bit. It plays very funnily and then it ends on a low in terms of the scoring. So yeah, but I'm probably keeping this one right now. Some of my friends seem interested in playing again, so we're keeping it. Staying in collection. Very much, friends. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next one. Bye!